Good evening, Shark Nation. At this time, will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by the Sebastian River High School Naval Junior ROTC. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to start by welcoming everyone to our first annual Sebastian River High School Ceremony of Academic Excellence. I am Christopher Cummings, the proud principal of Sebastian River High School. Tonight we come together to recognize and celebrate the best and brightest academic students in Shark Nation. Thank you all for joining us for this exciting evening. Before we begin our program, I would like to introduce our school board members who are with us tonight and who are very grateful to them for joining us in this celebration. School Board Chair, Ms. Terry Barenborg. School Board Vice Chair, Dr. Peggy Jones. School Board Member, Dr. Mara Schiff. School Board Member, Mr. Brian Barefoot. And School Board Member, Ms. Jacqueline Rosario. Again, thank you for being with us tonight. We would also like to pay special recognition to the school district executive leadership team members who are here with us tonight. I do believe we have Assistant Superintendent of Student Affairs, Advocacy, and Access, Mr. Eric Seymour, as well as our school superintendent, Dr. David Moore, and we will hear from him shortly. Please give him a hand. Since I came to Sebastian River High School as principal nearly 2 years ago, our team has worked to find ways to better recognize our outstanding students, the ones that do the right thing most of the time, a great portion of the time, and work hard in the classroom to achieve for themselves and set a standard and provide good role models for all other students. The students you see before you on the stage and down here in front exemplify that each day here at Sebastian River High School. To be here tonight, these students have to have kept their focus on their grades throughout their high school career. Each of these students have achieved the status of either top 10% in their class or a 3.75 unweighted GPA. In addition to these outstanding young adults, we know that in the academic career of any student is an educator who has opened a door or helped change the trajectory of their journey. Each of our seniors have chosen one educator from their time in Indian River County to honor as that person. Adults we refer to as navigators of excellence for their guidance given to these fine students. We hope that you enjoy this evening and thank you again for being here. We know that just as we honor these students and educators tonight, we honor you, the parents, the family members, the friends, who support our young people in their pursuit of academic excellence. Students, please give your family and loved ones a round of applause at this time. Lastly, we would like to recognize our local community for your continued support of the students of Sebastian River High School. Tonight's program is completely sponsored financially 100% by donations from our community partners, and you'll be hearing more about that later. We are incredibly grateful for their ongoing support of Shark Nation. Thanks again, and at this time, I would like to introduce and call to the podium our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. David K. Moore.
Here I am. Good evening. Oh, no. We are here to celebrate Shark Nation, the best of the best, the cream of the crop. So let's try that again. Right behind me, Mr. Cummings. Let's try that again. Good evening, Shark Nation. All right. This is, in fact, a celebration. We are here to acknowledge those who are at the very, very top. And I would ask the juniors who are there, the seniors who are here, to allow yourself to feel a sense of pride for all of the hard work, the determination, the grit that you have put in to allow yourself to sit on this stage or sit in this audience to be acknowledged. You're the top 10%. That is absolutely correct. I would hope a great sense of pride and a sense of accomplishment just comes over you, and you allow yourself to feel that pride. You embrace that accomplishment. It's not by coincidence that you're here. You're not here just because you were randomly picked. You're here because you've done the work. You put the time in. You've set yourself aside, or set yourself apart. And I would challenge you as you go on to the next stage of your life. You're not done with high school yet. You got a few more days. You got to keep on coming. But until that time comes, challenge yourself. Whatever the next phase or calling in your life is, to continue to be at the top. To embrace the investment that this school and these educators and your parents have put into you. To honor that investment. To always, in your life, strive to be at the top. You've already proven that you can do it because you're standing right here. You're sitting in that audience. You're going to come across and be acknowledged. Feel a great sense of pride for what you have accomplished because, Sharks, you have accomplished. And we're going to celebrate you tonight. And not only are we going to celebrate you all and your accomplishments, tonight is very, very special. Vero Beach does a similar event. They won't do it as good as Shark Nation will do it, but they do something similar. And having the opportunity to attend that event, this is powerful. Because what we're going to see tonight is the power and the purpose of the role a teacher plays in the lives of students. So as Mr. Cummins mentioned, each of these seniors are going to acknowledge one educator, which I know is not an easy decision to pick just one educator. But as we hear those stories, we're going to see the dedication, the determination, the commitment that our educators are making in the lives of our students. It is a true calling. And this is just one teacher who represents thousands of teachers in this district who make that commitment each and every single day. But I got to give a special round of applause for our educators for being selected as the best of the best in the impact. And 11th graders, if you need somebody next year, please, I think it would be cool. In one group, our parents, our family, our caregivers, this is very much a celebration for you. Being a father of two daughters, one who just graduated college and one who was eventually going to graduate college, this is a great sense of accomplishment and pride for you. What stands on this stage or in this audience is your most important possession, the thing you cherish the most. So allow yourself to feel a great sense of pride for your ongoing, unwavering commitment and investment in your children. They're standing on this stage because of your love, because of your support, your unwavering guidance and commitment to make them the absolute best of the best. So seniors and juniors, where you're at, can you give a big round of applause and appreciation for your parents? And with that, I'm going to go sit down. I am going to enjoy the rest of this show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this absolutely great school. And we're looking forward to celebrating your seniors and juniors tonight. Thank you. There we go.
Good evening. I'm Assistant Principal Kevin Van Brimmer, your MC for this evening. It's with great pleasure that I thank all of our honored scholars, honored teachers, SRH staff, school board members, and family and friends of our honorees for joining us tonight for this inaugural event. I'd like to specifically recognize a few of our major sponsors for this evening's event. As Mr. Cummings said, 100% of this night's financing was through community support and sponsorship. Our diamond level sponsor for this evening is the Exchange Club of Sebastian. So thank you very much, the Exchange Club. I would also like to recognize our platinum sponsors, Semco Construction, Kaiser University, Remax Crown Realty, and Riverside Family Dental. To our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors, thank you as well. As I said, tonight's ceremony would not be possible without the generosity and support for our scholars from these local businesses and individuals. Our sponsors are listed in your program, and we encourage you to look to them for your local needs. I'd like to specifically recognize Riverside Family Dental and Pink Pelican Florist, who are not in the program due to printing deadlines. However, we appreciate their support. Finally, before we get started with the most important portion of the evening, I would like to recognize the following Shark staff members who served on the planning committee for tonight's event. Thank you to Kim O'Keefe, Fran Walker, Ronald Yerke, Michelle Fennell, Beth Pound, and Mr. Cummings for their work and input on making this night possible. Thanks. And thank you also to our guidance counselors, our school counselors, and our other administrators for their assistance throughout this evening. To begin our academic successes, I would like to introduce Mrs. Kim O'Keefe, Director of Guidance, who will now recognize the seniors with a perfect 4.0 unweighted GPA.
Good evening. Students, please come to the center of the stage, and once all students are called, we will do a photograph in the middle of the stage and then return to your seats. I am so excited and honored to have this portion of the program. The following students, please come up. Haley Davis. Hannah Mardini. Remington Monet. And Emily Vasquez.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Keefe. Next up, I will have Mr. Robert Riskin, Assistant Principal, come up. He will recognize our senior academic scholars. Flowers for this evening were donated by the Pink Pelican Florist. Mr. Riskin.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the fun started. To start off, first is Tristan Alderton, who will be attending the University of Central Florida. Intended major is music education, and the teacher being honored is Miss Anitra Cummings. Miss Cummings had Tristan at Treasure Coast Elementary for 4th and 5th grade. The reason for honoring is Mrs. Cummings was not only a fantastic teacher during the 2 years, I had her, but she also has been a great friend and role model throughout my life. She's not afraid to stand up for what is right, and she has taught me to do the same. Next is Fiza Alakan. College choice and location is still undecided. Intended major, biomedical science and health science, and the teacher being honored is Mrs. Kirsten Blackwell from Storm Grove Middle School, Language Arts. The reason for the honoring Mrs. Blackwell is a teacher I remember fondly because of her kind and compassionate nature. Her class was something I look forward to every day. I truly appreciated the way she cared for each of her students as individuals. I could remember her feeling like a second mom to me just because I knew she was someone I could turn to if I ever needed advice. Next, Ms. Kristen Allen, going to the University of Central Florida in Orlando. Intended major is biology, zoology, and pre-veterinary science. The teacher being honored is Mrs. Karen Daniel. Right here at Sebastian Ember High School, IB biology teacher. Biology has always been a favorite subject of mine, and while having her class for 2 years, she always made learning biology enjoyable. Hayden Baker, Cambridge Health in Delray Beach, intended major diagnostic medical sonography. Teacher being honored, Mr. Cormac Matthews. Honors Visions and Pursuits in 9th grade. I chose Mr. Matthews because he's a very down-to-earth teacher. When he's teaching, it feels like you're just having a conversation rather than being taught a lesson, but you're still able to retain the knowledge. Bianca Bradford, Indian River State College in Fort Pierce, Florida. Intended major is English. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Alyssa Wright, right here at Sebastian Ember High School, Advanced Placement English Literature. Mrs. Wright is caring, down-to-earth person. Her English class has helped me understand themes in literature. Having her support throughout the year made me feel more prepared for the future. Angelita Brickles, University of North Florida in Jacksonville, intended major is psychology. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Candace Fitzgordon, right here at Sebastian Ember High School, geometry teacher. I honor Mrs. Fitzgordon because she has impacted my life. Her sweet and kind words mean the world to me, and I always know I can trust her. I appreciate everything she has done for me. I would not be the person I am today without her. Matthew Burge, undecided college choice and undecided intended major. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Melissa Jersick, right here at Sebastian Ember High School, government and economics. Mrs. Jersick allows a great deal of class participation in a way that allows for a greater understanding of the concepts presented, all while maintaining positive energy. I have rarely dreaded going to that class, which I believe says a great deal about her as a teacher. Lucas Bush, UCF in Orlando, Florida, intended major is business. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Sandy Baker, right here at Sebastian Ember High School, math teacher. Mrs. Baker helps me be the best student that I can. Also, she is super interactive with her students and is willing to do whatever to help. Aaliyah Bustamante, Indian River State College here in Fort Pierce, Florida. Intended major is health science. Teacher being honored is Mr. Christopher Cummings. Fellsmere Elementary School, 3rd grade. Principal Cummings was the first teacher who made me look forward to learning. His positivity and encouragement pushed me to become a better person and understand that I could become successful as long as I felt confident and believed in myself. This confidence was my backbone the past several years, and I will now be graduating high school as well as college because of it. Anthony Cagle, Stetson University in DeLand, Florida, intended major biochemistry. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Karen Daniel right here at Sebastian River High School, IB Biology. I have selected Miss Daniel because she has been my inspiration and motivation to pursue the sciences in college. Adam Chester, University of North Florida in Jacksonville or University of Central Florida in Orlando. Intended major political science. The teacher being honored tonight is Mr. Bradley Wright, civics teacher at Sebastian River Middle School. Mr. Wright's belief in me inspired me to excel in high school. His class taught me much about where I live and began the inspiration I felt to major in political science. Ava Cluck, Indian River State College, intended major, all right, elementary education. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Maria Mall, right here at Sebastian River High School, art. Mrs. Mall has shown interest and faith in my abilities as an artist. She has steadily seen me improve my artistic abilities and has been there to encourage me whenever I doubted myself. Tristan Dales, Florida Institute of Technology in Melbourne, Florida, intended major molecular biology. Teacher being honored is our very own Mr. Jamie Sturgeon, IB coordinator, counselor, and teacher. I would like to honor Mr. Sturgeon for his dedication to not only his job, but also to the students that are a part of the IB program. Kamari Darasaw, Georgia Tech in Atlanta, Georgia, intended major computer science. Teacher being honored is our very own Miss Denise Tate, here at Sebastian River High School, African American History and Florida History. I am honoring Mrs. Tate because of how great of a teacher she is overall. Her teaching methods are fluent and organized, and she's always willing to help her students in need. She's also one of the most chill and laid-back teachers I know. Non-stop jokes between her and the students. It makes her class feel like a second home. Mason Dabenmir, Florida Institute of Technology in Melbourne, intended major business finance. Our very own Miss Robin Rickard as a teacher being honored, Algebra 1 here at Sebastian River High School. Mrs. Rickard made the math class easy and fun to be in. She also coaches the bowling team since I joined. She has been an influence my entire time in high school. Haley Davis, University of Central Florida in Orlando, intended major biology. Teacher being honored, our own Mr. Jody Brown here at Sebastian River High School, Spanish 2. Mr. Brown deserves to be honored due to his positive outlook on education. He's an individual who sees every student as intelligent and capable. He wants nothing but success for all of his students. He has taught me that I am intelligent, capable, and that I am ready to learn. Juliana De La Paz, University of Central Florida. Intended major is nursing. Teacher being honored again, our very own Mr. Jamie Sturgeon, IB coordinator and counselor. I chose Mr. Sturgeon because out of everyone I've met through the IB program, he has made me hopeful and strong-minded. It is because of him that I'm confident going into college, since he has constantly reminded me everything will be okay. Kira DeSenza, University of Central Florida in Orlando, intended major computer science. Teacher being honored is Mr. Michael Hall, IB History and Theory of Knowledge. I chose to honor Mr. Hall because his passion for his subject leads to a consistently engaging class and a stimulation of the mind to consider new ideas and perspectives. She would have loved you. James Elford, University of Florida here in Gainesville, intended major in mechanical engineering, teacher being honored, again, our own Mrs. Heidi Maloney, English 3 pre-IB. Mrs. Maloney was able to help me in a variety of areas. Mrs. Maloney was able to help me in a variety of areas such as college and SAT preparation, analysis of text, and writing essays. She would interact with the students and care about what they have to say. Aaron Engling, Indian River State College, intended major animation and multimedia design. Teacher being honored, our very own Mr. Eddie Flores, biology and marine biology here at Sebastian River High School. He's the most passionate teacher I've ever met with his subject. You can tell he genuinely cares about what he's discussing in the classroom. Trinity Feely, University of Central Florida in Orlando, attended major psychology. Teacher being honored, our very own Mrs. Fran Walker, Sebastian River Middle School, as well as here in pre-algebra. I agree. I choose Mrs. Walker as my honoree because she's very patient, understanding, and optimistic. I aspire to be someone like her as I get older. Hannah Fesho, University of Central Florida in Orlando, intended major forensic science. Teacher being honored, our very own Mrs. Sandy Baker here at Sebastian River High School in math. I am honoring Miss Baker because I am bad at math, but she is a good teacher, so I still enjoy the class. Isabella Flores, University of Florida in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, intended major anthropology and English. Teacher being honored, Mr. Jamie Sturgeon here at Sebastian River High School, IB coordinator. Mr. Sturgeon has always been there to lend a helping hand when I needed one, and he encouraged me to the best I could be. I am so grateful for all he has done over the years. Christopher Furton, Stetson University in DeLand, Florida, attended major business management. Teacher being honored again is Mr. Michael Hall, IB Anthropology and IB Theory of Knowledge at Sebastian River High School. I am honoring Mr. Hall because of the effort he has put into having me succeed and has taught me important life lessons that I will never forget. John Goodwin, college choice of location still undecided, attended major still undecided, but the teacher being honored is our very own Coach Joe Nathaniel here at Sebastian River High School, United States History. I would like to honor Coach Joe. He was always there to listen and give me advice when I had a problem. Coach Joe really cared about what I had to say. He taught me a lot about history, life, and current events. I enjoyed his class because he made learning exciting. He really impacted my life, and he's a superb dresser. Isla Goodwin, University of North Florida in Jacksonville, Florida, attended major nursing. Teacher being honored, Mr. Jamie Sturgeon. Mr. Sturgeon has always been eager to help me with the rigorous demands of IB. He has guided and supported me throughout every obstacle, and I truly admire his dedication and hard work. Cameron Hauber, Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, attended major exercise science. Teacher being honored, again, our very own Mrs. Alyssa Wright, Sebastian River Middle School in Language Arts and Readiness, as well as here at Sebastian River High School in IB English 3 and 4. Since 6th grade, Mrs. Wright has pushed me to be a better student in person. I will be forever grateful for her encouragement and faith in me. right. Saran Helms, University of Southern California in Los Angeles. Intended major is architecture. Teacher being honored is Miss Sandy Baker here at Sebastian River High School. Miss Baker is someone that dedicates herself while also encouraging and pushing her students to succeed in her class. Bianca Hernandez, Santa Fe Honors College in Gainesville, Florida. Intended major zoology. Teacher being honored, our very own Mrs. Emily Secoy here at Sebastian River High School, biotech, as well as the weightlifting coach. From the day I met her, she made me feel welcomed and important. She has always provided a listening ear and amazing advice whenever life got hard. Michael Hill, Florida State University in Tallahassee. Intended major, computer science. Teacher being honored, Mr. Sean Srigley, Storm Grove Middle Band teacher. I chose to honor Mr. Srigley for his great attitude and his ability to teach in a fun and productive way. He's inspiring and a great person to have had for 3 years. Dana Inez Troza, UCF in Orlando. Intended major is psychology. Teacher being honored, again, our very own Mrs. Sandy Celesti, Algebra 1 at Sebastian River High School. Ms. Celesti has provided me with a space where I could be heard, leave my worries, and refocus on important things. She has shown me that I could find a family outside of home who love me just as much. She has inspired me to become a better person and inspired me to pursue the career choice that made me feel like I would grow in. Kelly Holton, University of Central Florida in Orlando. Intended major, communication science and disorders. Teacher being honored is Miss Lisa Rick over at Sebastian River Middle School, algebra teacher. I chose to honor this teacher because she has a strong passion for what she teaches and a natural ability to help and understand others. All right. Jaden Hughes, University of Florida, Gainesville. Intended major, biology, pre-med, or biotechnology. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Heidi Maloney here at Sebastian River High School, 10th grade English. Mrs. Maloney is a teacher that truly captivates her students through her insightful discussions and unique perspectives. Her passion for teaching imbues all her students with appreciation and adoration her efforts. Nicholas Jackman, St. Vincent, intended major, mechanical engineering. Teacher being honored is Miss Sandra Benham, first grade at Liberty Magnet. That's impressive. Mrs. Benham never gave up on me. Even when I was especially tough to teach, I cannot think of a day when she seemed to be upset. This is because whenever I think of her, I always see that reassuring smile. Because of her endless support, I am here today. I do not know where I would be had she not been as supportive as she was. Justin Land, University of Florida in Gainesville. Intended major, marine sciences major with a minor in fisheries and aquaculture. Teacher being honored is our very own Miss Karen Daniel, IB biology teacher. Miss Daniel has been my IB biology teacher for the past 2 years, as well as my EE supervisor. She motivated me to expand my knowledge more. Jack LaHoulier, Indian River State College, intended major, associates. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Melissa Taylor here at Sebastian River High School, theater teacher. I would like to thank and honor Mrs. Taylor for the opportunity to socialize with peers in a safe, accepting environment. She also supports all of her students, whether they are good dancers or not. It says here that you're not a good dancer. I'm just reading the script. Nicholas Magana, Indian River State College here in Fort Pierce. Intended major is business. Teacher being honored is Mr. Josh Post, math at Storm Grove Middle School. Mr. Post taught in a way that made my classmates and I understand our work. He would occasionally enlighten us on certain life lessons, primarily about finance, which are principles that I still follow to this day. Zuleika Muganye, college choice still undecided, intended major criminal justice. Teacher being honored is our very own Mrs. Katie Holst here at Sebastian River High School, biology teacher. I am honoring Mrs. Holst because she made learning fun and made her room a safe learning environment where any question was valid and any criticism was constructive. Colin Maldonado, Indian River State College in Fort Pierce, intended major physical education so that I could become a middle school PE teacher. All right, someone who knows what they want. Teacher being honored, very own Mr. Kevin Culp here at Sebastian River High School, history teacher. I chose to honor Mr. Culp because he has been not only a teacher but also a friend. Mr. Culp treats me as if I was one of his own. Hannah Mardini, still undecided but leaning towards Florida Atlantic University. Intended major is nursing. Teacher being honored is Mr. Chase Jones, director of the Sebastian River High School Band. He believes in students more than they believe in themselves. Whenever my core classes were tough and I needed a break, going to band was my holy grail, and it is not because the class isn't hard, it is because I have teachers that are passionate about what they do. I don't know what kind of person I would be if anyone different would have taught me. Roberto Mojica, Treasure Coast Technical College, Vero Beach, attended major plumbing. Teacher being honored, Mr. Josh Post over at Storm Grove Middle School, pre-algebra teacher. Mr. Post really went out of his way to make sure that I understood what he was teaching about. He would never hesitate to help or go over problems with me. He honestly made me feel better about math and took the fear I had towards it away. Caspian Monfiston, Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, intended major forensic psychology. Teacher being honored is Mr. John Hall, music teacher all throughout elementary school at Treasure Coast Elementary. Mr. Hall was a mentor. He taught me how to appreciate the beauty of music. His weekly lessons were my escape from school and home life. He has the most gentle soul I have ever met. There is no other teacher like him. Remington Monet, University of Florida in Gainesville, intended major finance and microbiology, pre-med track. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Tony McCart, Liberty Magnet Elementary, 5th grade. Mrs. McCart was extremely inspirational to me at this young age, as she was always motivating me to reach my highest potential. She believed in me more than I did myself. Connor Nightingale, still undecided, wants to major in sports management and exercise science. Teacher being honored again is our own Mr. Jamie Sturgeon, IB coordinator. Mr. Sturgeon does anything possible to ensure that his students have the highest opportunity to succeed. I am thoroughly grateful for his dedication and greatly appreciative of his hard work and effort. Maria Salazar, Florida International University in Miami, Florida, attended major biomedical engineering. Teacher being honored is our very own Mrs. Sandy Baker here at Sebastian River High School, math teacher. I am honoring Ms. Baker because she makes sure all her students are doing their best and is always helping us out. Janice Marie Sandoval, Indian River State College in Fort Pierce. Intended major is exercise science or psychology. Teacher being honored tonight is Miss Jan Mills, Treasure Coast Elementary School, and the subjects she taught me were reading and social studies. Mrs. Mills, thank you for always believing in me when I struggled to believe in myself. I will forever be grateful for you helping me see what I can be as a student. Sierra Scott, University of West Florida in Pensacola. Intended major is marine biology and journalism. Teacher being honored is our very own Mrs. Stephanie Miles, school counselor here at Sebastian River High School. Mrs. Miles has helped and guided me throughout this year from applying to colleges to applying for scholarships. She taught me a lot of important knowledge, all while I was dealing with health issues. Jaden Say, Ursuline College in Ohio. Intended major is nursing. Teacher being honored is Miss Andrea Francis here at Sebastian River, and also the softball coach. She may have not been my teacher in the classroom, but she taught me life lessons on and off the field that I will never forget. She's one of the best coaches and teachers that I've had a chance to learn from. What she taught me on the field these past 4 years have disciplined me into becoming the academic student that I am today. Scott Sergel, who says that he will be staying here in high school for the rest of his career. Teacher being honored is Miss Luz DeHose, Sebastian River Middle School. Mrs. Luz is a patient, kind, and always pushed us to be the best we could despite our disabilities. She inspired me to help others more because there are many people out there who deserve the same love and support that she gave me. Paige Sherrick, University of Central Florida in Orlando. Intended major, aerospace engineering. Teacher being honored, our very own Mrs. Sandy Baker here at Sebastian River High School in math. She infused me with a passion for learning and challenged me to succeed, instilling hope and inspiring me to follow my dream in engineering. Hannah Shellemere, University of North Florida in Jacksonville. Intended major is physical therapy. Teacher being honored is our very own Mrs. Alyssa Wright. English at Sebastian River Middle School as well as here at Sebastian River High School. Whenever you needed to talk to someone, she was there to fully listen and give advice, which helped me out this year. She is also very understanding. All right. Margarita Solis, UCF in Orlando, Florida. Intended major is architecture. Teacher being honored tonight is Mrs. Sandy Baker here at Sebastian River High School. Mrs. Baker is one of the most understanding teachers and makes sure that her students learn and enjoy math. Taylor Sturgeon, University of North Florida in Jacksonville. Intended major, business and marketing. Teacher being honored tonight is Mrs. Michelle Gooden, third grade teacher, Liberty Magnet Elementary. Mrs. Gooden has had a strong impact throughout my life. She helped me discover my love for reading from an early age and sparked a desire to strive for my best, even when times can be difficult. Emily Valentino, Indian River State College in Fort Pierce, intended major, finance and marketing. Teacher being honored is our very own Mr. Chase Jones, Sebastian River High School in music. Being in the band program has shaped me not only as a student, but as an individual. Mr. Jones has taught me that success is reliant on effort and the drive to always be the best version of yourself. The lessons he has taught me have contributed to my success in all aspects of life, and I will always be grateful for the opportunities he has given me. Emily Vasquez, the University of Miami, down in Miami, Florida. Microbiology and immunology. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Donna Watson, first grade teacher at Liberty Magnet Elementary School. I appreciate the positive learning environment that Mrs. Watson created, as well as the confidence she gave me in my abilities as a student. Jacob Wells, IRSC, or the University of South Florida, intended major marine biology. Teacher being honored, our very own Mrs. Mary Wolf, Sebastian River High School, AP Environmental Science. Mrs. Wolf taught me to look at the world in a unique way. She made me start to understand that everything is connected in life like a web, and it really pushed me to try and learn as much as I can about the natural world. Dylan Waragoda, University of Florida in Gainesville, intended major law and sports medicine. Teacher being honored is Mrs. Lori Infanzon, Sebastian River High School IB History of the Americas. Mrs. Infanzon demonstrated exceptional work ethic and creativity in teaching. Her class was always something to look forward to, and the influence she had on me was positive in every way. Trenton Wilkes, Stetson University School of Music, intended major, music education. Teacher being honored, our very own Mr. Larry J. Stanley, Sebastian River High School, fundamentals of choral education and singing. I think that without the guidance and compassion from Mr. Stanley, I don't believe that I would ever have the courage to reach my dream job. Nadia Wilsnack, Indian River State College in Vero Beach, intended major dental hygiene. Ms. Celeste Howder will be honored. Cheer coach here at Sebastian River High School for 4 years. Ms. Howder has taught me to push myself to be the best I can be. With Coach Howder cheering me on, I was able to overcome mental blocks and do things I never thought I could do. I will continue to prove that I can do whatever I want if I believe in myself like Coach Howder did.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rob Riskin. Wow. I'd have gone to the bullpen about 3/4 of the way through there. So, all right, at this time, I would like to recognize our National Merit Commended Scholars, our top 10 seniors, and the Salutatorian and Valedictorian of the class of 2022. To be named a National Merit Commended Scholar, a student must score in the top 3 to 4% of all students in the nation who took the PSAT during their junior year. This year, Sebastian River High School has 2 commended scholars, Justin Land and Remington Monet. Next are our top 10 seniors by weighted grade point average. When I call your name, please come to the center of the stage, and please wait until all 10 of you are here. Mr. Jaden Hughes. Miss Remington Monet. Miss Isabella Flores. Miss Hannah Mardini. Mr. Tristan Dales. Miss Isla Goodwin. Mr. Justin Land. Mr. Dylan Waragota. Miss Haley Davis. And Mr. Lucas Bush. Each of our top 10 seniors have received a golden tassel to be worn on graduation as part of their regalia on their graduation cap. And now to recognize the Salutatorian and Valedictorian of the class of 2022, our Salutatorian, Miss Remington Monet. And our Valedictorian, Mr. Jaden Hughes. All right, Mr. James Timmer, Assistant Principal, will now recognize the juniors with a perfect 4.0 unweighted GPA.
All right, so I got to take a minute and go off script and just give my face a bit of a rest because I've never smiled so much and been so happy for so many people. That was absolutely outstanding. And to see these teachers here, appreciated. And as Dr. Moore said at the beginning, I am absolutely positive that that was one of the toughest decisions that you made, not only which college to go to, but which teacher to have represent up here, because I know there were so many of them. So once again, excellent job. Excellent job. So at this time, I am going to recognize juniors that at this point have a perfect 4.0 unweighted GPA. And juniors, when I call your name, if you'll come to the stage, just like the seniors did, and wait for a group picture. And everybody else, the other Scholar juniors, if you would get ready to line up here after them. First, Margaret Alexander. Next, Ranger Beach. Next, I'm sorry, Caitlin Braun. Oh. We're going out of order, I see. Okay, I can do that. Kenyon Paschal. Gabriela Pagan Hernandez. Marcelina Cuevas. Arabella Helpler. Bryony Waragota. And Elizabeth Goodwin. My apologies. Alan Burr Rojas, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, guys. And as they exit the stage, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Jacqueline Contry, Assistant Principal, who will recognize our junior academic scholars.
Good evening. I will now proudly recognize the junior academic scholars. These students have an unweighted grade point average of 3.75 or higher to this point in the academic career. So please come forward if you will. Leonardo Benitez. Catherine Etienne. Madison Carlson. Shiloh Idem. Carol Custodio. Michael Botke. Cordajo Lockett. Bailey Cluck. Miriam Castro. Lawrence Kim. Leanne Helpling. Dylan Mazzoli. Christopher Harris. Oscar Mojica. Morgan Mackey. Maisie Ramos. Jordan Shear. Alyssa Thompson. Ainsley Palmer. Kaylee Rompet. Gracie Wild. Morgan Ransom. Alexis Hill. Nick Rutledge and Maddie Tatro. Please welcome them and congratulate them.
All right, give all of our junior academic scholars another round of applause. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting a very special award to one student at Sebastian River High School, and I would like to call Dr. Peggy Jones to join me at the podium for tonight's presentation. Come on, Doc. Come on. Yeah, I know. If you're not aware, Dr. Peggy Jones served as Sebastian River High School's principal from 1998 to 2009. There she retired from 37 years of educational service. Upon her retirement, she left behind a rich history and legacy that continues to live on within the walls of our school. Doc Jones, as she is affectionately called, not only focused on the academic part of education, but those extracurricular activities outside of the classroom and character qualities of individuals that created a more conducive learning environment and family atmosphere for staff and students alike. She has always, then and now, been the exemplar of our slogan, "You can't hide that shark pride." So in honor of her name, we would like to recognize a single graduating senior who has exemplified shark pride throughout their 4 years at Sebastian River High School. The recipient of this award will have a good academic record, good school attendance, the absence of a disciplinary record, be a leader amongst their peers, and provide service to the school and community. This award will be given annually and selected at the sole discretion of the sitting school principal and held secret until the annual ceremony of academic excellence. I'm the only one that knows. She don't know. This award and top honor will perpetually be named the Dr. Peggy Jones Principal Award. Tonight, I have the honor and privilege to acknowledge that student. The student is truly one who exemplifies sharp pride, one who is driven and self-motivated, but kind and helpful. A young adult who is looked upon by peers as a mentor and friend, who is described by one's friends and staff members as selfless, caring, responsible, and positive. Here are some nuggets from our staff members. Coach Amy says, polite, respectful, and always had a smile, even in the most challenging of situations. Ms. Cassie says, very determined to be the best, self-motivated, kind, and it is an honor to have taught this individual. Mr. Plate said, I remember in the 9th grade, you know, when teachers start with that, sometimes I get nervous. But he says, this student always had a positive attitude, always come into class with a big smile, always worked well with others, and had an internal drive. Even today, when seen out in the community, you can see the positivity and that smile from a mile away. Most importantly, this student always had positive comments about all classes and teachers alike. Yeah, some good teachers there. Mrs. Wright said, I am thrilled for this student who is a true scholar and beautiful writer. Along with being an absolute joy to know and have in class, one of my favorite things is that we share mutual interests and love when we are engaged in deep conversation. She also added that this student is a great source for Netflix recommendations. So I'll be taking that individual up a little later, okay? Mrs. Baker said, not only is this an exceptional student, but an admirable person who is driven, respectful, kind, and jovial, truly a well-rounded individual. What is most impressive is the character and the ability to balance a workload that exceeds the typical high-level student with such a positive attitude. I am always greeted with a smile. This student is proof that a positive attitude will lead to positive outcomes. What more can we say? What an amazing journey this student has had here at Sebastian River High School. Not only will this student become the first recipient of the Dr. Peggy Jones Principal Award, he will also be the first African American to achieve the milestone of valedictorian in Sebastian River's history. Please help me congratulate and welcome to the stage, Mr. Jaden Hughes.
Where's Mom?
mom is also an alumni of Sebastian River High School as well.
I just want to thank Mr. Cummings, the administration here, the staff, and the students. This is a wonderful night for our students and parents, and a special thank you to all of our staff members who are recognized here tonight, and all of the teachers in Indian River County. You know, we've had a rough 3 years, and you have persevered in every manner, but this recognition with this academics is just absolutely outstanding. When Mr. Cummings called me and said I had to come up, I said, well, can't you just talk to me on the phone? And then I came into the administrative staff meeting, and they said, they were very serious, and the first thing I thought as a former principal is I'm in trouble for something, and then what did I do? But when he told me, it brought tears to my eyes. I mean, I will bleed shark blue because I was here as a principal for 11 years with a wonderful, wonderful staff and students and parents, and just a very, very special thank you. And let's end the night with this. Always remember and never forget, you can't hide that shark pride. Thank you, Sebastian.
Thank you, everyone. That concludes our program for this evening. Again, thank you guys for coming out and celebrating our academic scholars.